We're hearing from Governor Dan McKee for the first time since he received a letter from U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi accusing Rhode Island of being a sanctuary jurisdiction for illegal immigration.
Kate Wilkinson spoke with the governor today and joins us now in studio with why he says he ignored the deadline Bondi gave him to respond.
Governor McKee says he won't meet with the Department of Justice because Attorney General Bondi's letter didn't give a specific policy she wants the state to change. But he stopped short of saying he would be willing to set up a meeting to find out more. After signing on the dotted line on new family leave legislation, Governor Dan McKee took reporters' questions about the growing schism between the state of Rhode Island and the U.S. Department of Justice.
We're not standing in the way of ICE doing their job.
Last week, Rhode Island received a letter from U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi saying the state is on its sanctuary list for having policies that get in the way of federal immigration officers. The letter threatened to take away federal funding and set a deadline for the state to respond by Tuesday. One day past the deadline, the governor said he hasn't responded.
There's nothing to answer. It's a very generic letter. It's a form letter. Huh?
But couldn't you just ask what they want?
I'm sure that they'll get to that, but at this point in time, responding and guessing on what they want, what they're asking for, doesn't make sense to me.
12 News has repeatedly asked the DOJ over the last few weeks which specific policies it wants changed in Rhode Island. The department has not answered those questions. But ever since a 2014 federal court ruling, Rhode Island's policy has been for state agencies to only hold a person wanted by immigration authorities if a judge has issued a warrant or a removal order, not solely based on an ICE detainer. The DOJ has said it's willing to work with states and cities on its sanctuary list.
Why haven't you set up a meeting?
Well, we'll talk to anybody that wants to talk to us.
But you haven't set up a meeting.
We've received a nondescript letter that accuses us of being a sanctuary state when we're not a sanctuary state without any definition that you couldn't even provide me a definition on.
Rhode Island Republican Party Chairman Joe Powers slammed McKee's decision to ignore Bondi, writing in part, if Governor McKee refuses to comply with federal law, then the DOJ should take whatever means necessary to enforce it, because the safety of Rhode Islanders and all Americans must come before politics. In the studio, Kate Wilkinson, 12 News.